So the other day I uploaded a vlog on my vlog channel about how I got scammed $10,000. I was really nervous to upload it because I was afraid people were going to judge me for my mistakes in wasting money, but it was actually really well received. There was one comment from Life of Candace and it read, "Honestly, part of growing up is making bad financial decisions. They don't have to always be this big, but it happens to the best of us. Don't beat yourself up too much." And I think that's so true. No matter how smart you are, how good you are with money, you're going to make bad financial decisions. So today I wanted to share the top 6 stupid financial mistakes that I made, and maybe you can learn from them. If you guys have any stupid financial mistakes you've made, comment them below so I don't feel so dumb and alone on this. Disclaimer, I know I've made a lot of dumb mistakes, but I've also saved like over half the money that I make. So even though I made dumb mistakes, I'm not like totally just throwing my money down the drain. I want to preface this with I'm in a very interesting financial situation. From the age of 18, I've made way more money than the average 18-year-old, 19, 20, 21, 22, even 23-year-old. Making more money is fun, but there's also responsibility that goes along with it. I've definitely learned a lot, and I've made some dumb financial mistakes. Financial mistake number 1, the interior designer. If you want all the details on this, you can go check out my vlogs. I'll have that vlog linked below of how me and Shelby kind of got scammed like $10,000. By the way, I vlog on my vlog channel again. I know a lot of people are confused because I stopped vlogging on there for a while, put vlogs on here. I decided that was a stupid idea. I'm just gonna put them back on my vlog channel. So I am vlogging on my vlog channel again. So if you want to see more of my life, I'll have the link below. You can check that out. Long story short, if you don't want to watch the vlog, me and Shelby hired an interior designer. She pretty much lied about stuff and then like had these hidden fees that we had to pay that she never said up front. She did a bad job. She cheaped out. I think she lied and didn't spend all the money. She didn't even finish the job, and that was a totally huge mistake. Yeah, I think that I don't like it, and I spent a lot of money on it. Biggest thing I learned from that was to do more research. You know, didn't do my research on this lady, have a contract in place, probably wasn't cut out to be hiring an interior designer. I'm just like so in trouble with the law right now. Financial mistake number 2 I'm actually dealing with right now because I'm such an idiot. There's something about me, I think I get this from my mom, but when I get something like a parking ticket, I always wait till the last day to pay it. Why don't I just pay it that day? I actually got a parking ticket this morning and paid it right away. I just want you guys to know my habits are changing. But when I get like a parking ticket, or in Seattle there's a toll bridge, whenever I go over that toll bridge, I'll get the toll in the mail, and I'll always get the mail and just kind of decide in my brain, if I just like put it away, that it's not real when it is real and it is an actual fee that I need to pay. And then it expires and the fee will double, and I've paid so many fees that have doubled because I am just dumb. There's a toll bridge in Seattle, it's called the 520 bridge. Every time you go over it, you get charged like $3 or whatever. You get a thing in the mail, you know, it's just the $3 charge. And I had like 6 of these $3 charges and I forgot to pay them. Months have gone by and I just got a letter in the mail that these all turned into civil penalties, and instead of owing what would have been like $25, all of the fees got bumped up and now I owe $350 on something that should have been like $20. And it's just because I was irresponsible and just didn't pay it on time. So that is like such a stupid financial mistake. I have the means to pay for it. Why do I ignore it? My third financial mistake was the 3rd car that I ever purchased, and it was a Honda Civic. So basically the financial mistake I made with this was we went to the Honda dealership and we literally test drove the first car that we saw and got it that day. We had enough money in our bank account to pay it in full that day, but the car salesman talked us into doing a little financing plan, paying for like half that day and then doing monthly payments. And he did have a good reason for this. We were young, we were like 19 at the time, we didn't really have any credit. So he was like, hey, do monthly payments for a few months and then that'll really help you build credit and then pay it off after that. If you guys didn't know this, car dealerships make a lot of their money off the financing and they charge interest, and that interest rate is what really makes them a lot more money. So you know, everything would have been well and good if we would have just paid it off after a couple months, but we waited like 4 years to fully pay it off. We just kept paying the monthly fees by not paying it off right away like we totally had the means to do. We paid an extra couple $1,000s in interest as a whole, which was such a waste of money. Mistake number 4. As you guys know, I've moved a lot. The last 2 years I lived in LA, I lived in a beautiful apartment and it was in a great neighborhood and it was really, really expensive. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how much it was. I know it's crazy. A 2-bedroom apartment for $4,300 a month. Me and Shelby shared it. I had the better room, so I paid $2,300 a month, and then plus cable, utilities, internet. That was a couple $100s. So I was really paying like $2,500 a month. If you Google like how much percentage of your income is normal to spend on rent, it is 30%. I was actually spending less than 30% given my income at the time. So technically, it's not like the worst mistake in the world. I was still living within my means, but I look back on it now and I think about the places I live in now that are so much cheaper. I just can't believe I spent $2,500 a month on rent. That's just money you're throwing down the drain. The amount that you have to pay for what you get living in California, even though I can afford it, I hate it and I don't want to live like that. Like, such an expensive lifestyle. Every first of the month where I'd pay rent, I would just kind of have this weird feeling in my stomach of feeling guilty about it. Even though I could afford it, I would always think to myself, do I really need this luxury? I really, really don't, especially at this point in my life. I'm so much happier in the house that I live in now, and I actually only pay $1,200 in rent. So that's over $1,000 less. I'm saving an extra $12,000 to $15,000 a year that I could be putting towards a 401k or a savings account to eventually buy a house. Although I liked that apartment, I totally regret spending that much money on an apartment. Number 5 is spending ridiculous amounts of money on last-minute travel. These days, I do a little bit more planning. I search for the best deals, but before I was so impulsive, I would just fly to Seattle the same day, and sometimes the flights would be a good deal, but sometimes they'd be very, very expensive. This one time in particular, I really liked this guy, and I was living in LA and he was in Seattle, and I really wanted to go see him. So I looked up flights and they were $750 to go from LA to Seattle. Typically a flight like that, if you plan it in advance, costs like $150, but it was $750 and I really wanted to see him and I bought the flight. Looking back now, was it worth it? No, not at all. I should have waited. Someone just needed to tell me to cool it. I think there's something to be said about the memories that I had, and because I had nice memories, I don't regret what I did, but going forward, I would never do that again. I wouldn't just buy a last-minute flight like that. The sun is still gonna rise tomorrow. You don't need to go right away. You have a life, you have other things to do. It's just unnecessary. Like, you can plan to go see someone. When I was living in LA, if you wanted to get your hair done, if you want to get your nails done, if you want to get your makeup done, you could get it like a normal city, or you could get it like a celebrity. You can go to the best of the best, but you're paying really premium prices. And when you're living in LA, you kind of get caught up in those things, and you want the best of the best. And I thought that I needed the best of the best. At that time, I didn't get my hair done very often. I'd get it done maybe once or twice a year, and it was looking bad. It was really grown out. It was getting like weirdly orange. It was honestly like 3 different colors and needed to be color corrected. So why go to a normal salon when I just want the best of the best? There's a couple salons in LA that are really trendy. Celebrities go to them, you see them on Instagram, and I was like, ooh, I want to go to one of those. So I made an appointment, got my hair done. I really liked it, but when I got the final bill, it was like $1,000. And I realized, yes, I liked my hair, but I also like my hair when I get it done by someone that does it for like $300. And I don't need the best of the best. No disrespect to those people, they do an amazing job, and they actually pay so much attention to detail because they are doing it for celebrities that are getting photographed on red carpets and things where, you know, you're under such a microscope, everything needs to look so perfect. And I just realized I am not under that sort of microscope. I don't need this sort of perfection, and I shouldn't be paying for it. So I've learned my limits when it comes to spending money on beauty. It is important to spend money on things that are gonna make you feel better about yourself and more confident, but I'm not like the clientele of that salon, and I learned that. I was like, whoa, this is not for me. So those are my 6 financial mistakes that I've made. Feeling kind of stupid after talking about them all, but you learn from your mistakes. If you're new to my channel and you like my videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I upload every week. You can also check out my vlogs. I'll have them linked below. Also follow me on Instagram at Monica Church. Yeah, that's it. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.